Okay, so let's discuss the eligibility to apply for Chevening scholarship. Now, we want to see what makes you eligible to apply for the Chevening scholarship. Remember, like I said, Chevening is a prestigious scholarship that you study a 1 year master's degree course in a UK university. Your course, number one, should not exceed 1 year. Secondly, your course should be a taught course. That's a course that you attend class. It's not a research base. It must be taught. Okay? So these are the requirements to apply for Chevening scholarship. And as a prestigious scholarship, its requirements are standard as well. So that's why I want to look at the eligibility. Because sometimes I find some people asking whether they can apply, and that's why I'm doing this video. So, from this page, I'll tap on this Chevening scholarship. Let's go to the eligibility. If you've not watched my previous video that talked extensively about how to calculate your working hours, I'll suggest you go through that video again. All right, so we have the eligibility. I'll do another video to talk about how to choose a course and a university. So tap on this eligibility. Now, ineligible applications. For you to be eligible, you must be a citizen of an eligible country or territory. And then at the end of your course, you must return back to your country. Don't forget that. That is part of the major requirement. Even as you are applying, you will be asked that question. So you will return back. Now, as you return back, you will not come back at least for a minimum of 2 years. You will not come back to the UK. That's a requirement. Then talking about your grade in your first degree, Chevening is not really particular about this. As far as the UK university you apply to accepts you, you are good to go. I've seen some people asking whether if they have HND program, whether they can apply for Chevening. Yes, you can. There are some UK universities that recognizes HND. So you just have to do more research on those universities. Anyway, I'll discuss more about this when I do a podcast on how to choose your UK university and the course. So another thing, you must have worked for 2,800 for 2 years, which is similar to 2,800 hours working time. Go back to that my previous video if you've not watched it. It's a very important video because you see these working hours. That is what makes many people drop from the first stage. If you exceed it or you are less than that, you'll be dropped from the application of the scholarship. Now, we also have an unconditional offer you must get from the university as for to make you an eligible candidate. You must have a conditional offer or an unconditional offer. If the offer you got is conditional and it is just because of the tuition fees that Chevening scholarship will cater for, then that's your conditional offer might be accepted. You just have to tell the university that it is you applied for that course because of the Chevening scholarship. Most universities will waive that tuition fee because some UK universities always want you to pay a certain amount before you can be accepted. But if you send them mail, and then the essence of the conditional offer is just because of that money that you've not paid. If you send them a mail and tell them it is for Chevening scholarship, they will waive it for you, and then it will become an unconditional offer. They will send an unconditional offer to you. Okay, so it is very important that you should at least got you would have gotten an offer from a UK university before you finally be accepted in the last stage. Now, if you have a British citizenship, you will not be allowed, you will not be accepted in the scholarship. Okay, except you are a citizen of a British overseas country. That's only when you can be accepted. Okay, if you have a refugee status as well in a different country that is not eligible, okay, you will also, if applicants who are citizens of a Chevening eligible country and who hold refugee status in a Chevening eligible country will be accepted. That means if you are a refugee in living in another country, but where you are coming from, your country of origin is eligible, is a country that's eligible for the Chevening scholarship, you will be accepted. Okay, and if you work for the royal house in UK before, you will also not be accepted, or even a relative self has worked with them, you will not be accepted. If you've done a master's course in UK and you were funded by the UK government, you will not be accepted for the Chevening scholarship. All right. But if it was self-funded, that is, you did your master's course in UK and you funded yourself, then you might be accepted. That one is eligible for the scholarship. Okay. Now, going into the application proper, there are some other things too that makes you not be eligible. I've discussed extensively about working hours, and I said in that video that it is one of the major requirements for you to pass through the first stage, your working hours. Now there are some other things that makes you ineligible or your application removed. Like for example, when you write your essays should not exceed the stipulated number of words. If it exceeds it or it is less than that, your application will be fizzled out and you'll be dropped from the first stage. Okay. Then the pre-screen. When you start applying, don't worry, I'll do a video showing exactly how to start the application proper. Now, the pre-screen questions is compulsory that you answer all of them. Okay, because an incorrect answer might just jeopardize your chance of not applying for the scholarship. All right, so talk about the personal details. If you have a dual citizenship, mm, and your dual citizenship, part of it is that you are a citizen of UK, you will not be accepted for the scholarship. Then the work the work hours has already been touched in my previous video. You must meet the required number of hours. Okay, so these are the basics of getting through the first stage of the Chevening scholarship. We also have things like repeating your words, like if in your example, when writing your essay, the same examples and words you used in the first essay, let's say leadership essay, you also use those same examples and words in your networking essay and other essays. Your application will be removed and you will not be eligible for the scholarship. There's also plagiarism. Chevening does not joke with that because they've discovered that some people just copy verbatim what they see online. So your application should just your essays should just be very unique. Okay? Like it should be unique, should not be forged, should be what you did, your achievements in networking, in leadership, and in your career and all. It should just be unique because there is a special tool or a software used to check the essays to see if they were plagiarized, and if they were, your application will be removed. Now, use of English while applying is also important. You will notice that when you start the application, Chevening will clearly tell you that if you are using another language other than English language, that there should be another copy that is made in English. It is very, very important. Now, when you do your application to any UK university, some UK universities will request that you get IELTS score. They will even tell you the number or the requirements for that test. Some request for Duolingo and different types of test of English. Some even like in Nigeria, there are some UK universities that will also accept your WAEC, the English you scored in your WAEC. Like you must get credit in English in your WAEC. So different universities have different requirements. Now, as far as the university accepts you and you pass through whatever thing they request of you, Chevening has no problem. All they want is just show us the offer you have gotten from a UK university. Now, these are the basic eligibility criteria you need to undergo. Okay. Now, in my last video, there's someone that came to ask me what will they do about references. Now, these references, you have to, if you've not been in school for some years, you've been out of school, like you graduated for years and you've been working, Chevening will request that you provide reference from your place of employment, from your employers. Okay, so that reference will suffice. In a case where you've lost total contact with your former university where you graduated from. So these are the basics. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also tap on the notification bell so that whenever I drop any video, you will be alerted. So in my next video, I will talk extensively about how to choose your UK university and the right course for you. Okay, we'll do that before we go into the application proper. So thank you so much.